Je ne parle pas français. Excuse-moi. Okay, let's start, shall we? Which means we should technically switch screen here. Hello everyone out there, and welcome to another hands-on tonight, or today if you're West Coast bound. Let's turn that down a little. Thank you. Ah, better. Quick little stream today. We are going to take a look at VIR2 Instruments' latest installment, distributed by Big Fish Audio, called Phoenix. We already did a stream on Phoenix with orchestral tools back then when it was about Eastern instruments. But there we go. So it's Phoenix today. And let me switch screen again. There we go. That's better. So Phoenix, this is what we're looking at today. It's on intro sale for one more day until tomorrow. And it is $199 full price, $149. It's a contact player library. It's a Rise, Hit, and Whoosh builder. Buenas noches, Arquen Vivo. Encantado. And yeah, so Rise, Hit, and Rise, Hit, and Whoosh builder. Instrument sound effects. We could watch the trailer, but let's just play around with it and see what it can do, shall we? So let's mute the background here. Bye. Right. So let's go. Jump into the DAW. I've prepped something nice for you. And by the way, before I forget, there is a giveaway thanks to the nice people at VIR2 Instruments. all you gotta do, as usual, is jump onto this Facebook post, leave a comment, and at the end of the stream, we use a trusty random comment picker to grab a winner for the library, right? So let's dive in. Come in and find out. Let's activate a little riser patch here, which technically should be empty, but as far as I am aware, it is not. Okay, Phoenix, there we go. It's like I mentioned, a contact player library. I haven't checked how big it actually is. 10 gigs, right around. And it's, ta-da, just one instrument. So that's easy. Hey, Will, nice to see you around. Let's load this up. Might have been better off with a battery save beforehand. Sorry for that. There we go. It's a freaking huge interface. All these huge interfaces now with contact. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, so this is what this thing looks like. Well, why don't we play it for a second? So it's a kind of really a true hands-on. I didn't have much time with it. I watched some of the videos to get a basic understanding, but this is actually also my first time laying hands on this thing. So let's see. It makes sound. That's good. So what do you have? What do we have? Big interface. It looks like we have 4 layers of riser/whoosh sound and 4 layers of a corresponding hit sound. Big knob in the top here kind of makes it clear that you can choose the length of the risers according to the host tempo of the DAW. Let's quickly check if that actually works. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is pretty much in time. So when we change the tempo to say something like 80, what happens then? Okay, it reloads. That's a good sign. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's already a big plus in my opinion, because how often have I been sitting in my DAW project and try to align the riser or the whoosh hit to the grid? So I love that this thing is tempo synced, so you don't have any issues with that. It will always arrive on time, contrary to the German train. All right. So back to 4-beat. We have a big snapshot menu. And before we dive in deeper into the interface, let's just check out some of the sounds that are included. Maybe go back to 120 for the showcase. Hey, Tinuville. Hey, Adam. So, yeah, are there streaming issues? I hope not. If so, please let me know, and I may not be able to fix it. So one thing that worries me slightly that it takes so long to change the presets. I just want to make sure that, give me a quick moment to battery save the library. Maybe that speeds up the process. So this is on drive I, not E. So let me quickly close this and say battery save. Yes. On drive I, Phoenix, Rise and Hit, Instruments. Okay. So let's see if that helps in speeding up the process a little. At least it did load faster now. Okay. So let's check some of the hit sounds included. It still takes a while to load. I'm sorry for the delay there. That's an interesting big symbol. Great. Dum 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 dum. So obviously in the symbol category we find cymbal sounds. So let's check some of the deep ones. But yeah, the loading time is a little bit of a bummer. Oh, I didn't click it. That makes sense. Okay. Well. Okay, you get the idea. It's hits. Let's check some of the hybrid ones. Dojo. I have to admit the CPU on a simple hit patch, scratching on the 40-50% mark, makes me wonder. Let me quickly check if my settings are correct. Engine, there we go. Set to all cores. So that shouldn't be the issue. I mean, it's a nice and shiny interface, and I like the fact that they have these 4 layers they can combine. We will check that a little more. But just the stepping through the presets process is a little more on the non-fun side, I have to admit. Let's check some of the rises. Come on. Oh, wrong key. Okay, that was a fun one. So you can have either just hits, just risers, or obviously combine them to these type of whoosh sounds. Okay, let's take a look a little bit at the different keys that we have available here. So down here on the G2, as you can see, it triggers the whole thing. Scammy, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Scambot. Shall we not do a giveaway today then and just do it as a birthday present? No, we cannot do that. So with these 2 buttons, so the orange one here plays the whole thing. Then we have green and blue. The green one, I think, plays all the 4 risers. Actually, let's load a patch that has 4 risers in there. That would make more sense. Okay, so again, the G plays the whole thing. This is, by the way, the initialize patch. So the green key down here plays just the riser part, and the blue key plays just the hit part. That makes sense. So you can audition just the hits. Next, we have these 4 purple keys that play the full length of just one of these 4 slots. So obviously when you think that the full thing is a little too much, you can just take, for example, the G and the A in the purple ones and just play the lower ones. So that makes it quite versatile. The yellow keys play each individual cell just for the rises, I think. Yep. So that is clear, and then the blue ones obviously play just the hits, the individual ones of the 4. And then last but not least, up there on the F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on the F5, you have another dark purple key. That kind of is like a quick audition key to not play the whole riser, but just give you the last part of the transition until the hit. So, which kind of is a little bit, I mean, it makes really sense when you have like a 16-beat riser, so 4 bars. If you want to do a 4-bar riser, obviously it has to reload. So before you audition the whole thing, waiting for it to finish, you can just quickly play the last part to see if it's working. Other than that, that's the 16-beat version. So, and that goes up to 32. So that, if my math is correct, on a 4/4 beat makes 8 bars. And it's still the same sample, it's now just way longer. So this is actually rather nice. So that works. This is cool. But it has to reload every time you change the beat length. So let's keep that at 4 for now, so 1 bar. What else do we have? Let's take a look at the cells first. Again, you see the waveform representation of the individual elements of the hit and the riser. You can turn a cell on and off here. You can skip through the samples. We will come to that in a second. You can skip through the samples here as well. You have per layer volume control, panning control, attack, mirror. I pretty much assume mirrors the whole thing. Yeah, so it gets rid of the hit and oops, here. Yeah, so mirror gives you the same sample that you have on the left side, reversed on the other side instead of the hit. And then when we come to the hit, same thing. We have volume control, panning, offset. You can actually offset the hit, which would sound like this. That's actually pretty cool, because then you can, when you have a full riser. The only thing that I don't know why they didn't do that is it would make more sense to offset this by beat values. So instead of finding out how many milliseconds I have to delay that sample, it would make more sense if I say I want that a quarter note later. So, but I don't see an option to turn that into sync mode. So you have to calculate how many milliseconds you need to delay this one if you want to have it on a certain point in time. Yeah, attack release is the same thing, makes it clear, and you can swap the samples here as well. Play just this one. So it looks like we have 49 low hits to choose from. At least it seems that the cycling through these individual samples is a little faster than the full one. And this repeats through all these 4 slots. So it's the same thing on everything. So you can layer various rises. All right. So next thing that we have is the sample browser. And the sample browser seems like a little more sophisticated than just the back and forth arrows. So you can use their integrated tagging system to choose different samples. So for example, let's take the riser. This triggers the first riser. So when we say we want to have more intense, sci-fi maybe, and it automatically pre-listens if this speaker icon is activated. One thing that I still find very sad within Contact is that you cannot use the mouse wheel on these menus, so you have to drag this tiny little square here to move through the list. Okay, let's take this one. So now we have this one on the first slot. So that way you can build your own rises, kind of. And you can trigger the transition only. You have a randomizer function. You can randomize all engines, all the rises, all the hits, and all the whooshes. We haven't talked about the difference between rise and whoosh, so let's quickly do that. When we click on whoosh here, it turns all these samples into whooshes instead of rise and hit. Rise and hit is this. Well, technically it's this. And the whoosh turns it into this. So that way you could also mix and match rise and hit and whooshes. Right? So, and again, in the randomize function, you can randomize just the rises, just the hits, or all the whooshes. So let's randomize the hits for a moment. Let's turn this back to rise and hit. This as well. Okay, let's randomize the hits. That's a baddie. Just checking out some of the samples. Okay, I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. Let's do just the rises. Together. Let's still don't like the risers. I want more beef. That's a nice one. So I assume just from the waveform that the first one is the right. So for example, I think that one is a little bit loud. So I would turn that down a little in the overall mix. That's a pretty cool sound. I like that. Going on, we have some more pages to explore, right? Waveform, edit. Oh god, what is this? We have some more stuff we can edit here. So you can send out the individual elements to individual outputs if you want to separate them. If you wish to do so, you can do that. Then we have a low cut and high cut. So okay, that's a pretty convenient control there. Interesting way to do this. Like left and right and oh, nice. Good idea. Then we have the, yeah, and I think that's it. Same thing for all the 4 slots. How do I go back? Waveform, there we go. Then we have the mods page. We have a modulation, so LFO1, LFO2, sequencer 1 and sequencer 2. Volume is set to sequencer, pitch is set to LFO2. Can I change that? Oh yeah, okay. So volume, let's do something with the panning of the first riser here. Okay, so we do sawtooth. 16th. So this is 10% again, that's good. So, and okay, this is LFO1, panning 1. And the mods here, apply mods to rise. I think I activate that here. Yes. Kind of works. A little fast. I don't want to fade. Okay, that works. It's pretty cool. Rectangle might be better for that. And then we can do 16th. So the whole riser now sounds like. And for example, on the last one, I could say I apply the mod to the hit, the same mod. So it does the volume on this one and on this one. No, I don't like that. Let's do this one and apply just to the hit. That's cool. Maybe what happens when we do pitch as well? Oh, that's volume. 3 is pitch. I have to play that hit alone to make that audible. Okay, you hear the pitch there. Okay, now it starts to make sense. Okay, and volume is sitting on sequencer 3, and we could put this hit on sorry, it's sitting on number 2. So there we have the sequence that controls now this end. Full riser sounds like this at the moment. I like that, kind of. But it looks like you can only globally assign the modulation. So I cannot put 1 on this and the 3, for example, on this. It looks like. But anyway, yeah, that's the modulation page. And oh, by the way, I forgot we have pitch as well. What is tail? I think tail just... yeah, introduces a tail to the riser instead of just stopping it immediately when the hit comes in. You can so when we activate all the tails for all the 4 slots, then we don't get a hit, but get a tail for all the riser. That's pretty cool. So in case you don't want to cut off immediately, like this. What do you think is the ultimate pack of libraries that every composer should have? This is a tough question, especially with Black Friday looming. Oh God, what is essential? This is so much reliant on taste and what you discover working for your own workflow. So really, really tough to say. Can't really put my finger on it right now, but I love the music sampling stuff, the strings, and most importantly the trailer brass. If you're into trailer music and stuff like that, I think Omnisphere is still a tool that every composer should have, and that gets you a long, long way, and you can get a lot of mileage out of it. But there's just too many to nail it down. I mean, I have acquired quite a ton of stuff over the years, and the more you have, the more you're able to choose and to combine stuff. If you like the big Hollywood sound that Cinesamples has, the orchestral package from Cinesamples is great, and they're about to release an update in the coming month for all their libraries, I think. Cinebrass, Cinewoodwinds, Cinestrings, and also Cineperk. These 4 together form a great, coherent sound. Orchestral Tools has just today released their Berlin series for Sign Player, and I think they have a 50% off, which is also the full library out of the same room. And if you're looking for that, this is great. Spitfire has libraries out of the same room. But there's just too much out there to nail it down to what is essential. It really comes down to you watching walkthroughs, watching the demo videos, etc., and deciding for yourself, what sound do I like and what do I want to write in the long run. So sorry, I can't, I'm very vague in my answer there, but there is not really a definite answer to that. Hey, Neyman. So last but not least, we have an effects page here, where we can EQ, we can scream the whole... Oh, by the way, the effects are either for the individual engines And you have to click on every portion of the slot to get the settings. So if you say just on this hit sample, and maybe on this one. So just on this hit sample, I want to add some delay. You can do that. Interesting sound there. So that, I mean, that's pretty cool that you can apply individual effects per cell or per layer. But then again, it's a lot of work that you can put into a single riser, you know? So it's really more like a sound design tool. I have to be honest, I am more the type of guy that opens the list of available audio risers or say Keep Forest, Devastator, stuff like that. Slam it in, hit the key, and call it a day. This is a serious undertaking in investing the time to sculpt your own riser sounds. I see a lot of use for that if you work in the trailer field and sound design, where you create your own custom risers. Although I still would have to look into the TOCs to see if you can use that sound that you create with this engine, for example, to license it to a trailer house as a riser hit combination on its own, or if it's still only allowed to work in a composition. That's very, I think that's very important to know, so I would need to look that up. But yeah, you have a master effect section, so you can apply some limiting, obviously, saturation. Some reverb in the end. One thing that makes this even more interesting for sure is the fact that you can, I haven't tried that yet, I just watched the video on it, is that you can import your own samples into it. So when I, for example, go to some of my samples that I have here, I don't know, let's check some of the, let's go with, oh, it's saving, of course. Let's go with some of the Keep Forest ones. So say trailer loops, trailer stems, no trailer elements. Okay, subbooms. So let's see, if I put that one here, I have immediately my own hit in there. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's load this one here. So we have I just don't know how it works with these pre-rolls. Yeah, okay. You can By the way, we haven't talked about that. You have this little button here that allows you to change this thing, but I don't know how you can if you load your own sample like a pre-roll or transition. I don't know how you can line that up with the hit, because right now what's happening is this. So how do I get this ending to sit here in the end? I mean, I can offset the hit. But not really. So, I mean, you can import your own samples, and even just for the hits, it's pretty cool. You can quickly select other sounds and layer your own stuff in there. See if that works. Let's turn that down a little. Oh, there's still the... I still have that stuff active. Okay. I mean, given that, I actually... Sorry. That makes even more fun because of the individual effects that you can apply per layer. That's pretty cool. So when we take, for example, the first one with a low rumble, and I think it's a little too much low rumble, I can just take off the low frequency. And maybe put some lo-fi on it. And we have this one. And we have this one. And this one has individual effects applied, like the delay. A little much for my taste. So bring that down a little and turn the feedback down. So now we have a completely custom-made hit, kind of, out of our own samples. I think that is pretty cool. I think it's playing the whole thing till the end. Yeah. Kind of playing till the end. So... Sorry, I forgot to follow up with the chat. Yeah, by the way, I mean, talking about the libraries, Nucleus just got a huge update and now includes harp and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Check it out if you haven't yet. You should have gotten an email. Be aware that unfortunately you have to kind of delete the old library and reinstall the new one, and it's not backwards compatible. I just learned that with my Nucleus template that is available in the shop. I'm working on an update right now, but currently the template version that I'm selling in the shop is not compatible with the version 1.2, so I have to update that coming soon. Then also with the new patches. That on the side. But Phoenix, back to this. Master Effects, I mean, we pretty much covered everything that is there to talk about. It's a very extensive sound design tool with tons of individual sounds. Good point there, Jess. Dude, we are giving away a free copy of the library today, if you want to grab it. Just to remind you once more, it costs $149 till tomorrow, goes to $199 after Friday. And the kind people at VIR2 Instruments have gotten us a giveaway copy. So all you got to do is leave a comment underneath the Facebook post that I just left in the chat. And we are looking, we can check that. I'm using a page called Random Comment Picker. This is the link to the Facebook post. I just selected it here. And right now we are looking at 49 individual comments. Doesn't matter if you comment twice, you will be filtered out. And I make this a short one today. Without further ado, we are gonna jump into the giveaway. Should put this into 32. Gonna reload. Then we have a big riser to the moment that we press the button. Press the button, please. So 50. I think 50 is a good number. Let's make this a quick one today. So who of you nice fellow people out there following this channel are going to be the winner? Who is going to be the winner? I would say, let's go. I'm gonna hit start. Here we go. Would you look at that? Tinoville. That's a first, I think. Congratulations. And the anvil is still ringing. Well, there you go. What better as a big Black Friday surprise than getting a free library, right? Congratulations. There you go. Hope you have fun with it and create some awesome noise. Thanks for VIR2 for providing the giveaway copy today. And hey, Cubase Junkie. Well, this is actually not really a big template. That's actually my small one. But I mean, depends on how you look at it. So I will probably tomorrow do a stream with Omen. No promises though, but I hope I can manage it tomorrow. And there is a very, very special stream next week, Wednesday. You better save the date because I'll hop onto a plane and jump into Alex Pfeffer's living room. So we will do a joint stream next Wednesday, Black Friday talk, kind of AMA, library nerding around, talking about deals and all the good stuff. So hopefully you tune in for this next week. That's gonna be fun, I guess. And yeah, thanks so much for tuning in today, for checking out Phoenix with me from VIR2 Instruments. Grab it till tomorrow. It's $50 off. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I probably see you on the next one. Bye-bye.